Hi there, I'm Liesel from Langmaster Learning System. Today we'll keep practicing our listening skills through short stories. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button for more useful videos. Watching a movie. Today, Linda and her mother will go to the cinema. Linda is very excited. She really wants to see the latest movie. In this movie, Robert Nero, one of the greatest actors of all time, will play as the main actor. That's the reason why Linda does her best to convince her mother to take her to see the movie. Favorite book. One of Bella's favorite books was Alice in Wonderland. She had read it over and over again so many times that she could remember every small detail in the book. Bella wished that when she grew up, she would become a movie producer and have made an amazing movie based on her favorite book. Sleeping early. Alice was very worried about her dad. He always stayed up late all night to finish his work. Alice was worried because she knew how much sleep deprivation could affect the body in a bad way. She tried many times to convince her father to go to bed early. He finally agreed. He also gave her a compliment. He was very proud of her for being so nice, and despite being so young, she knew how to take care of her father. Grandma. Ashley always spent her weekends at her grandma's house. Every time she went, she would bring some food to prepare meals for them. Ashley sometimes asked her grandma about her childhood and about many other things about her parents, uncles, and aunts. They always smiled cheerfully at each other. Ashley loved her grandma so much, and she really loved spending the weekends with her too. Brothers. Once upon a time, deep in a forest, lived two brothers. They were very poor and lived in a small tent. Every morning, the older brother would go walking through the forest to find vegetables or fruits to eat, whereas the younger brother would take all of their clothes to the nearest river to wash. One day, a group of hunters who had been lost and wandering through the forest for several weeks came across the brothers' tent. They went inside the tent and were delighted to find many things to eat. Just at that moment the younger brother came back to the tent, he was totally surprised and didn't know what to do. The hunters looked menacingly at the younger brother. They had not been able to catch anything in the forest recently, and so had nothing to sell and no money either. They decided to kidnap the young boy as they could sell him to someone in the village nearby. The younger brother was now very scared, and as they started binding his hands, he started screaming as loudly as he could. When the hunters got out of the tent, they saw another young boy huffing and puffing, running towards them. The older brother begged them to spare his little brother and take him instead. The hunters were very surprised and touched at the same time. They had never met anyone like these boys before. They let both of the boys go. After a time, one of the hunters told another person about that touching story, and eventually everyone in the nearby village knew about the brothers' story. From then on, whenever anyone from the village came to the forest, they would pay a visit to the brothers' tent and give them something to eat or assisted them whenever they needed. And that's all. I hope that all of you really enjoyed the lesson. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And in case you want to know more about our English courses, do share with us your email address or telephone number in the comment box below. Goodbye.